Comfort Time with Aunty Yunike. Our subject for today is envy. Envy is a very negative emotion that leads to negative actions. There are many people who are languishing in prisons because of envy, because they are either victims or they were envious and were trying to get something that did not belong to them. Their envy can lead you to enter into Satanism, into witchcraft, and into many other negative issues that you have no business being in. Before we go in any further, I'd like to encourage everyone that let's continue to subscribe, to like, and to share. Envy is something that I feel we need to talk about, because as long as you are not centered in who you are, you are going to want something that is not yours. All of us have what we carry. We have our own anointings and we have our own assignments. The best example I can give on assignments is look at Joseph. The father to Joseph knew that Joseph was carrying something that was different from the other brothers. He acknowledged it. But look what happened when the brothers realized what was going on. Instead, they were envious. They did, we know the story of Joseph, how they ended up selling him off. And that just shows that envy is an emotion that we should not entertain. The other example I can give is that of Samuel. Samuel, when he went to anoint David, to anoint a king, he discovered that the boys, as they all lined up, when all Jesse's children lined up for the anointing, Samuel said, no, these are not the ones. Because he knew, he could sense that the anointing was not in any of the brothers or any of the boys. Then the father said, no, there's one who is tending to the sheep, the small one. And he said, please bring him. They brought him, and immediately he was anointed. Because that anointing, that assignment was for David. When it's your assignment, you don't have to stress, it just flows. Because the anointing, the gifting is in you. Everything that you are going to go through, the suffering, the preparation, is specific for that duty that is yours. So when we try to envy another person, we try to follow what someone else is doing, we'll just be a bad copy. Because what will happen is that we are not anointed in that way. There are many people who try to be like other people and end up failing. Why? Because they don't have that gifting. It was not meant for them. But if you are grounded in who you are, you know who you are, you will instead celebrate other people, encourage them, and work with them. Here I would like to give an example of the two ladies who came to see me to appreciate the YouTube channel that I've embarked on. These ladies told me that we were so grateful when we were introduced to your channel. We were so sorry because a week earlier we lost a friend who was wanting to talk to someone, and we kept on telling her, you and I were kosafye, meaning just be strong. Don't worry, just be strong. This is how life is. They didn't know how overwhelmed that friend of theirs was. So now they were feeling so bad that, had we taken time to listen to her, had we known about your channel earlier, maybe instead of even talking to her, we could have just introduced her to your channel, and she could have seen for herself And she could have reached out to you as many other people are doing. They reach out and we talk. I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist, so I do not have all the answers for mental problems. But I can tell who has a problem and needs help. And therefore I'm able to point them to the right people. Some of them may even need medication. So I'm not a doctor, I cannot prescribe such. So when I see someone who is in need of more than just advice, more than just talking to, I'm able to refer them to the doctor. I'm able to encourage them to go and see a psychiatrist, to go and see a psychologist. And that is helpful. But I know I was surprised that they came, because the normal trend of us human beings is that those girls, instead of coming to acknowledge and appreciate, they'd have said, you know what, why do we even have to appreciate it? They would have gone and forgotten about it, but they felt so bad. I said, look, we have lost that one, but let's try and spread the news so that many more people can get to know. So they are co-evangelists, because they're helping. I've done what I can, and I can only share with so many people, so other people who feel that this is helping them, instead of keeping it to themselves, they then go out and share with other people, and therefore they are carrying out what is supposed to be done. Because when you look at Elisha and Elijah, had Elijah not helped Elisha, he would not have gotten that anointing. But look what happened. Because he was happy in who he was grounded in who he was, he appreciated the anointing of Elisha, and he got the anointing after. So sometimes our gifting is in doing something that helps other people. So people are hurting. If you say, I'm going to keep this to myself, because if I go out there, I'll be publicizing somebody else, then you are not going to get the anointing that's supposed to come to you, because you are not giving. So there are many ways that we are supposed to go out there and appreciate how other people are working and what part we can play in their gifting. Here I'll give an example. There are many negative examples that I can give, but I've decided to give a positive example. When my grandmother died, she left instructions that we should bury her in the village. She was a head woman of Milimbo village, Chief Mumbi in Petauke. So it was very important that we take her back to the village for burial, as everybody there was waiting for her. So now, as we were going to the village, we got into a problem. Apparently there was a problem with the car and we lost a lot of gas. And it was at a time when gas was a problem. So when we got to somewhere after the bridge, we discovered that we could not go on. That's Luangwa Bridge. We could not go on. And so we packed and started discussing how are we going to continue with our journey. Then we realized that there were other people who had also packed in the same area, and some people had more than 2-3 containers of diesel. So my father said, okay, we can talk to those people and ask them to help. And my elder brother came and said, no, Dad, if we're going to ask for diesel right now, when there's a problem of diesel, and those people we're going to ask are not even sure if they'll find it at the next station, we can't take a risk. We need to send Yunike to go and talk to them. So I was like, but I'm the youngest. I'm not even the one driving. How are you going to send me to go and ask those people? He was like, Yunike, just go and talk to them. None of us can make those people give us what we need right now. So go and talk to them. I was used to him making me do such things because they always said, your father, your dad's favorite. So when we want something, just send Yunike to go and talk to Dad. Dad will not say no. So he would send me on different errands. And so I went and I talked to those people. I don't even know what I said, but they were very sympathetic. And the next thing, I was asking my brother and my father to come and get the container of gas. We filled up the car and we're on our way. The next time he did that was when there was a raffle. And he saw it in the newspaper and decided he wanted to win that car. So he came and told me, you're going to sign over this car when I win. I'm using your name because I know that if I use your name, I'm going to win. I was like, okay, you're cool. So he went, used my name, and he won. And of course, I signed over everything. So here I'm just trying to show that even as siblings, you can recognize giftings in each other and use them for the benefit of everyone. It's not necessary to, to be envious and to compete. Accept each other as you are, and if someone has a gifting that you have recognized, help them. Help them to do good for the benefit of so many other people. I hope this helps you to see that we all have different anointings, different giftings, and that if we stick to who we are, we actually can gain more and be on a better path than when we try to emulate people and to try and pretend and be who we are not. In that case, we may end up now doing the wrong things. So please, let's stick to our lane. Let's encourage each other. Let's help each other. When we notice something good in one person, let's encourage them and let's even help them. Because you never know. Your anointing could be in what you do to help that person. Thank you very much for being with me today. I really appreciate. And to those who have already subscribed, thank you. See you in the next video.